Sony just announced that they are increasing their console prices by $50. And I'm covering this topic because this ties back into the economy and the overall job market. And, I talk about how it's a struggle to find work now. Everyone's struggling, or at least most people are struggling. And the price of the price of everything's going up, the cost of living, and this is a prime example of a mainstream product that has to, rather than it going down in price as time goes on, but it's going up in price. This is very, very wild times we live in. Looking back, when a console like the Xbox or PS3 has been out for nearly 7 years now, or 5 years rather, you could get a pretty good deal. You could get a new console. It's expected that there would be discounts because it's been out for a while. They're planning on bringing in a new version of the console. The PS6 is rumored to come out in 2027. So you would think that, okay, if I want a PS5, I could probably get it for cheaper. Now that the PS6 is coming out in the next few years. But rather, now you're actually paying more because of the economy, probably tariffs, and many other factors. But let's go on and read this article. So Sony is raising the PS5 prices starting tomorrow. All prices will go up by $50. This is nearly a new game. A game costs like $80 now, which is insane. But you could get like a new controller or a used game or an accessory. $50 is quite a bit of an increase in price. So let's read this. Sony is raising the price of all PS5 consoles by $50 in the US. Blah blah blah. Sony cited the challenging economic environment. Yes, isn't this something we've been hearing about nonstop? So I guess this is this sucks, but I guess it's a little reassuring that if you're struggling economically right now, if it feels like your pockets are emptier than it should be, companies feel the same way. I'm sure Sony feels the same way. The only difference is they aren't really worried about surviving, but for people like you and me, we're not Sony. So when we struggle as individuals, it's different than when a big billion-dollar company like Sony struggles. But regardless, they're feeling it too, and that's why they're raising their consoles by $50. Yeah, so it says, which includes the tariffs President Trump has placed on imported products. So yes, looks like they are pointing this directly at the tariffs. And then, the PS5 Pro price is nearly $800, and then you include tax. Oh my God, you're paying nearly $1,000 for this console. All right, let's get to that later. Sony says that the retail prices for PS5 accessories remain unchanged. Okay, so basically, only the console will be increased in prices, but the accessories will remain the same. But yeah, this sucks. If you were waiting to get a PS5 and you're a patient gamer like myself, looks like it's going to bite you in the butt now. To give you some context, this is a PS4. This is the last console I've ever owned. And then I went into PC gaming. I built my own PC, which I use as my personal workstation to get actual work done, but also to play game. And I basically use my computer as my everything machine. And this is the first console I ever bought with my own money. When I first got when I got my first job, I bought this used on Craigslist. And funny story. This was back in 2017. When I picked it up, I was so excited that on my way back to the car, I fell and dropped it in front of the guy that was selling it. And I hurt my arm, and I have a slight permanent scar. You can't really see on camera, but I have a permanent scar. Oh, it's right here. You can't really see it, but this was the first console I ever bought when I got my first job, and I ate shit and fell on the concrete floor because I was so excited about buying a new console with my second ever paycheck. And it was such an exciting time. And I bought the console for like 250, and it came with a bunch of games. It came with all the, controllers and wires, and this that was this was this kept me busy for a while. But I haven't plugged it in. Yeah, it's been retired for about 5 or so years. But it's a piece of sentimental history, and I always wanted a PS5, and I had many opportunity to buy it, but I was never in a rush because all the games I ever wanted to play, I could play it on my place. I could play it on my PC. But you know, if you're into gaming, you would know that PlayStation 5 exclusives take a while to port to PC, and sometimes the port doesn't perform as well. So I thought, hey, down the line, when I have some disposable income, I'll just get a PS5 for cheap. And when everyone's fighting over the PS6, I'll get a PS5 and catch up on some gaming that I missed throughout the years. But my PC has been keeping me down for a while. But now with this news, I don't think I even want to bother with a PS5 anymore. I know like there's used options, but you know, now with this price increase, maybe people selling their used consoles will also increase their used price. Um, and also, you never know what like the wear and tear on these consoles. And I was just hoping that I could get my hands on a brand new PS5 just to treat myself. But now maybe that won't happen. Maybe I'll just stick to my computer. But anyways, this is a shame, and this is very very wild. And in my history, this is the first time I've witnessed a late like lifestyle a late in the life cycle of a console increasing its prices. I've never seen this before. When I was a kid with the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, after 4 or 5 years, these consoles got cheap. Everyone had a console by the end of the lifespan. This is the first time I've ever witnessed a price increase on the current consoles. Not a newer slim version, not a different unique version that is rare, but just the basic mainstream like console that is in retail stores, and they're doing price increases. So it's really crazy to see. But yeah, I just felt like sharing my thoughts. um, I'm a little bummed out because I still want a PS5 even though I have a really good gaming PC. But yeah, this will definitely deter me away. I was not looking forward to paying $50 more. Um, but yeah, so far this this thing right here, this vintage, this first edition 2013 PS4 is still my most recent console that I own, and I don't use it, but it's a really heavy paperweight. All right, let me know in the comments what you think about this PS5 increase. What do you think other products will increase in price aside from the PS5? Do you think Xbox will do the same thing? What does this mean for graphics cards? Let me know in the comments. Have you been waiting to get a PS5? Are you a patient gamer, and is this affected you? Or do you guys not play games? Do people that watch this channel don't really care about games? I know this isn't a gaming channel, but it is a lifestyle job market slash just vlog channel. So anyways, I will be monitoring the comments and seeing what you guys have to say. See you guys in the next video.